decentralized.
Welcome to Everything Currency. I'm your host Jay, and today I'm gonna do a nice little crypto walk for you guys. Y'all know it's been a minute since I've did a crypto walk, and we got Bitcoin bouncing on the monthly chart. So as Bitcoin is kind of holding this 100K level, which is a very strategic level for the charts right now, it's looking good to maybe participate in some of the altcoin market that is happening right now. Man, look at that sunset right there, super orange and blues. I don't know if it really shows, like on camera it doesn't do it justice, but in this video I want to talk to you guys about Tau, because over the last couple of weeks we've been jumping into this Tau ecosystem, and I just want to do a little bit more to explain to people like how this mechanism of Tau works. And it's going to be like a general overview. I'm going to be simplifying some things, so if you're a technical developer, go ahead and comment all your fixes for the words that I use down there. But I'm just trying to get a basic understanding for the people who don't have a clue what Tau is. They just know that it's an AI project, but they don't really know how it works or how this is different from anything in crypto right now, period. I was gonna say besides Bitcoin, but it's even very different from Bitcoin, even though it is based on a similar idea. So let me explain what I mean, right? So right now, when we look at AI, or when we think at AI, we can see that AI development, AI companies, and anything that has to do with AI or anything that is supporting AI is getting the most investment, the most development. It is attracting the best talent in tech right now. Like, that is undeniable. We know AI is going to change the game when it comes to everything. Like, it has already changed the game in how people work. It has already changed the game in how people work. So it's going to keep changing the game in multiple ways as it gets more better and more developed. The problem that we're facing, or the fear, I should say, we don't actually know if it's a problem, but it's a fear, and the fear is very rational, that if this powerful development is under the hands of one centralized company, that company then becomes the most powerful company in the world, by far more than some of the most powerful companies in the world right now. For example, like Facebook and Google and Apple can be considered some of the most powerful companies in the world, because they could literally change how people think, how people do things, how people move things. And AI is only going to get better at that for sure. Especially when people are using, Chat GPT as a therapist, and now they can't do that anymore. Like, they're not allowing it anymore because it could be very dangerous. But we can all agree that one company having this much power, especially a corporate company that is based on, we just have to make our number go up. We just have to pump our stock prices. We don't care what's good for who, as long as it's good for us and our stockholders, because we need to pay our employees and their kids got to eat. That's what's set up right now. So what BitTensor is doing is trying to decentralize how AI is built, so that we have AI that is, better by consensus. I say better with quotations because, as you know, that is subjective, but by consensus, it is better overall. So you have, let's say, XAI and Grok and the video platform that they're building and the different things that they're building. So XAI is Elon Musk. It's his AI company, right? And behind the AI company, they build different things. They build Grok. They built something called, I don't know if they bought it or they built it, but it's called Canvas, where you can like do pictures. They have a video thing now. So they have the different subdivisions that do different things within the company. So I want you to think of BitTensor as the company, and the subnets as building the different things, the different departments within that company. And when the BitTensor token comes into circulation, it is dispersed amongst those subnets who are building the different things on the company based on what us, the stakers, decide what is more valuable. So that is what Bitcoin, what just changed in Tau would just change the game, that now the more you stake into a certain subnet or one of these sub departments within the company, the more Tau emissions, you know, goes into that subnet and into that, just the more emissions that project gets. And that's the most basic overview way that I could explain it. So when you stake into a subnet, the more people that stake in there, the net inflows into that subnet is going to be directly responsible to how much emissions come out of the Tau protocol for that subnet. That is great, because developers are going to be incentivized to build subnets that grab our attention and that we want to use, or that we believe is a good investment or whatever, because there's different people who buy tokens, right? There's traders, there's investors, there's people who want to use the actual whatever's being built. There's different reasons why people buy tokens, and based on the consensus of all us, it's going to show how much Tau these protocols are getting. And right now it's based on something else, and this just is a lot better for, you know, us as the holders. So the main purpose of this Tau token is to incentivize these developers to build this open source AI, which is actually paying off. There was one developer who made like, I think he made like 100K in like 5 days or something like that, because he was working on a subnet and he was the top provider for that subnet for a while, and he was getting those emissions for 5 days in a row, which is pretty great for a developer who, you know, made half of his salary or probably his whole salary in 5 days. And what's also great about this is it is decentralized, so developers can be working for other companies and still they could be working for other companies and still participating in Tau, long as their company allows it, and it's not like a, you know, that's between them and their company, but they're open to just come in and try things out and build it, and, you know, the validators can validate whether this is good or not, and we as stakers in these subnets can decide whether they deserve more or less Tau emissions. Game changer. Now I will be doing more videos on Tau. I will bring up diagrams and things like that. I just wanted to give a like overview of how emissions work for the subnets and how, you know, this compares to other AIs that's being built, and kind of bring it into perspective for people, because if you are in crypto, or if you're, you know, in the market right now, the way that Tau comes into circulation is different from the way that Bitcoin comes into circulation. You know, there's miners, but those miners do different things. You know, on Ethereum and other networks, there's validators, but those validators are doing different things. It works a little bit different on Tau and how the Tau ecosystem is. So I hope this helps some people out. Put any comments in the comment box if you have any questions or anything like that. Also, don't forget to check out my Telegram group. Links in the description for that. It is free. Come ask your questions and, you know, talk crypto with some of the most smartest people in crypto. I got some smart guys in that group. So yeah, y'all think positive and positive things will happen. RIP to crypto roots, and remember, never finish a negative statement about currency. Until next time, peace.